Off the Stones episode 8. Hear what we have to say. We got Chance Ellison. He's from USA. Listen, I botched last week like really bad, so I had to like do something a little bit better.
No, that's okay. I almost botched it by having a flashlight that was apparently a lot brighter than I thought it was. But with that being said, y'all, hey, welcome back to Off the Stones, a subsidiary of like 500 Stones, a subsidiary of the video store, subsidiary of Mike and Nazario. Welcome back. Brooklyn, I think that we're, as you said last week, we're starting to crack into those songs that most people know, and a lot of people would argue they should have stayed on the list. We're getting into that territory a lot deeper than last week.
Yeah, there's a lot more, like even the unheralded songs are still like, you cut this one, and then yeah. There's also some garbage in here too.
Spicy.
There are some trends that Rolling Stones has tried to pull off in 2010, and they're like, nope, we're not doing this anymore. So,
I cannot wait. But before we bring our guest in, I didn't do this until the end of the last episode, so my bad. Buy our shit.
Yes. We have two shirts now. We have like 500 Stones, and then we have the Off the Stones.
Yep, that's right. And then wait until next season where it's just rocks. That was bad. All right, I'm going to just bring in our guest before I dig a further hole for myself. Hey, Chance Ellison, what's going on?
Hello. Yes, happy to be back.
We're happy to have you back. Last time we had you on, we talked about like BTS and Megan Thee Stallion. I think you had one of the more contemporary.
I did.
Sections. Welcome to the older section of the list.
Yeah, no, this is much more my speed.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay, good. Glad to know that. Well, with that being said, let's actually start with number 231 then, which would be Moondance by Van Morrison. Chance, what are your thoughts on this one? You a Van Morrison fan?
For some songs, there are a couple ones that I do listen to fairly regularly. What I will give Van a lot of credit for is his variants. Like there are like a couple ones that I listen to pretty frequently. None of them sound the same. They're all like varying in style and tone, and this is no different. This is like one of those like old school like 30s style swing songs, and not gonna lie, I kind of dug it. I don't know if I would have put it. I don't know if I would put a 500. I don't know if it would have made the list on like a recut. I definitely think there are songs that I would rather have. I think this deserves a spot more than some other things we talked about when I was here on the show that made the list. But as far as cuts go, I can see why this one didn't make it this time around.
Fair enough. This is actually the song that introduced me to Van Morrison.
Really, this one, not Brown Eyed Girl.
No, this is the one. My dad was a huge Van Morrison fan. He had like the best of Van Morrison album, which is dope.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think I have a deep emotional attachment to this song, so I'm maybe like a little bit biased. But I love the swing element of this that Chance brought up. It's got a great pocket that the instrumentation creates. And Van Morrison has got such a rich, soulful voice. His Irish brogue actually brings a lot of it out. And the other thing I love about this is that little instrumental solo that you get towards the bridge. It's such a great little addition to the song that adds a lot of atmosphere. I think this is a very atmospheric piece, and I like atmospheric pieces from time to time. Would I put it on the 500? Possibly.
Yeah, it's like one that I could see being on. I'm not gonna like lose sleep that it's off.
Yeah, 231 maybe a little high, but otherwise possibly. What about you, Brooklyn?
So this is Van Morrison's best song. I think Zach Ford. Yeah, technically, it's his best song. I don't know if it's his best lyrically. I might lean towards like Into the Mystic for that one. But yeah, this is like I've heard a lot of bands play this. It's kind of like a jazz standard. I love hearing this instrumentally, or as like the actual song. I think the verses is one of the best melodies because it just like Andrew was saying, it has that pocket, whatnot, and it has that groove. But then you get into those pre-choruses, and you have that. It's weirdly enough like the flute. The flute comes in, and it just adds like. It's like really good whipped cream just kind of on top of this whole song.
We're gonna have another food episode.
You sound sorry, you sound surprised. It's almost like I love food.
Okay. I'm not gonna judge you too much on this one. All right, so moving on because it was actually a really apt metaphor. Number 228. We're actually skipping ahead a few songs this time. Was Should I Stay or Should I Go by The Clash. And as I have brought up, I love The Clash. I am also kind of shocked that this one fell off the list. Because I think if you ask the average music fan to name a Clash song, I think 1 out of maybe 4 times, this is the one that's going to come up. It's got a great energy. There's a simple groove to it, but it works effectively. The drums in this are not talked about enough. The drums in this are actually really tight. But it's the energy of the vocals, and it's the guitar. That jangling guitar really is the thing that I think ties this thing together in a nice bow. But Brooklyn, I'm seeing you making faces.
So shout out to, I think it was Rock Band 2 that this game was on, but also like the thing that I think about every time that I hear this song is Rugrats meets the Thornberrys.
That's literally where I heard the song the first time.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a fine song. If we're gonna keep it, if we're gonna highlight this simplistic of punk, I like the writer's choices of sticking towards like the Ramones. There are some other ones there that I think kind of fit that vibe better. The drums are fine, but I think they've also been done better. I think that Are You Gonna Be My Girl by Jet is kind of like a spiritual successor to this song.
Successor? Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna talk later. Chance.
Yeah, this was kind of to harken back to the point you made in the last one. This is actually the song that introduced me to The Clash. Like nice. Brooklyn said, I first heard this in Rugrats Go Wild, the movie, which I never actually saw. I only saw it in the trailer.
It's fine. It was fine from what I remember.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So I never watched it, but I also just never. The point is, I've introduced The Clash through this song, and yeah, even listening to it now, I think that they would go on to do better things. Because I think, was London Calling before or after? I'm pretty sure it was after. Wasn't it?
After what?
Was London Calling after this or before?
I think London Calling may have been before this.
Was it really?
Let me double check, because London Calling was 1980. Should I? Because this was on Combat Rock.
Yeah, I could have sworn it was before. I could be wrong.
Which was 1982.
Oh, so it was after.
This was after London Calling.
That's fucking weird. Okay, well, point is, I think they have better produced albums, better musically composed albums and songs. Like I said, London Calling I think is a fantastic punk album. But yeah, I do think this is one where I was shocked that it got kicked off the list, because I think that The Clash could rightfully have a couple spots on the 500. They are, I think, one of the more influential punk bands of all time. And yeah, this is, I think, what most people think of when they think of The Clash. So yeah, this is one that I would definitely make an argument should have stayed on the list. Not over some of their other songs, but definitely should have had a spot.
Yeah, I think the ones that most people would know would be this, London Calling, ROCK in the USA.
Yeah.
And something else that I'm just not thinking of right now. But yeah. So yeah, that's interesting to see that one here. But let's move up 2 spots ahead of that to I'm Your Hoochie Coochie Man by Muddy Waters.
I mean, they should have gotten it on title alone.
You know what? I want to keep hearing this, Chance. Go ahead.
No, I think that this is a textbook version of what people think of when they think of the blues song. It's that da 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 da, and then like the book come here, da, 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 da. I'm having a really bad time, da, 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 da. And yeah, Muddy Waters, I think, is someone who is kind of gone under the radar as far as like great blues artists go. I don't think enough people talk about him, which is crazy because like he was excellent at what he did. Just being a great instrumentalist and also being a great singer, just being able to really embody that blues mentality, that whole like, I'm down and I'm gonna sing about it and you are going to feel everything that I'm feeling. I think he did that with a lot of great songs, and I think that this is a great example of that. So yeah, I truly do love Muddy Waters, and I'm sad this song got kicked off.
Brooklyn, are you a Hoochie Coochie Man?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So I was prepared to come into this song being like, oh, this is just like another blues song. And then I was like, all right, if I'm going to go with that route, I have to at least like look at the lyrics and kind of see what this is about. And then I did a complete 180 on the song. Like, this song is a fucking bop. Because Muddy Waters is just a fucking boss. Some of the words in this are fucking crazy. I'm gonna mess with you. I'm gonna make you girls lead me by my hand. Then the world will know the Hoochie Coochie Man. Like this guy probably had like hundreds of girls just like after this song, like just drooling over him. And I don't blame them. Because this the song is like, I'm the best and I know I am.
Yeah. So. This song is kind of wild in its history. This is the song that would inspire Bo Diddley to create I'm a Man, and then around the same time, Muddy Waters releases Mannish Boy, I mean. And so I thought for sure that this was around the same time. But I guess this is the one that really inspired that stomp, clap kind of blues standard that you think of when you think of like blues rock, with the harmonica and the percussion and all that. But yeah, Muddy Waters just has such a swagger to him, and you buy it. You buy it hard. You slap your money down on the table and just say, "Shut up and take my money." Yeah. And I don't think that this song would necessarily work if he didn't have that kind of mojo. It's a strong song by itself, but Muddy Waters is the thing that really makes this song rise to the cream of the crop. So I'm really sad to see that it's not on the official list anymore, because I think Chance is right that Muddy Waters in like the public conscience is just kind of starting to slip away, and not a fan of that.
No.
But let's move on one step above that to Dance to the Music by Sly and the Family Stone. We've talked about Sly and the Family Stone a couple times recently. I think they only have like one song on the current list, maybe two.
No, I think they have the 2 for sure.
Okay,
really? Which one's made it?
So I am blanking so hard right now.
It's fucking
It's the that's so hard.
Oh my god. Different Strokes?
No. It's not called that. Brooklyn, you start. I'm gonna start looking up what the title of that goddamn song is.
So second week in a row, we're gonna be talking about Shrek. Because when I hear this song, I think of the very end of Shrek whenever Donkey's singing this. But yeah, it's this is kind of like Dancing in the Street before Dancing in the Street, or I'm not even sure which one came out first, but it's just like, this is kind of the song that you throw on at the end of the night where everybody's just kind of walking out, and it's like it has a very kind of like royal, I guess, kind of feel to it, like a fanfare, like with the horns and whatnot. And it's just, yeah, like it's really easy to just kind of feel happy and like just kind of, and honestly just dance to the music.
Yeah,
So,
I think. Oh, good. No, you first.
The two songs that are on the current list are "Everyday People." That's the one I was trying to think of.
Oh, okay.
And "Family Affair."
That's fair. That's fair.
But Chance, go ahead.
Yeah, I think this is like a really good early example of a party song, because like like this came around the 70s, if I'm not mistaken.
I am almost 100% sure.
This had to have been a 70s song. I'm convinced this can't be any other decade.
It was in
this album actually came out in
1967.
67. Oh wow.
Okay, I have 68 on Spotify. But
Okay. Point is, it came out in a time where actually this precedes disco, which is even crazier. It came out at a time where like music like this wasn't really being made. There wasn't really a lot of like great fun dance tunes like this. And so when this came out, you can see why it'd be a big hit. Like I said, I think they did get outdone by some of their other work, like the two songs you mentioned, "Family Affair" and whatever the other one was. I just had it. "Everyday People," yes, especially I do love "Everyday People." But yeah, I do think that it did deserve respect. It did deserve respect at the time, just for getting that whole movement started and still being pretty relevant today. Like I think people would still recognize that song today if you played it. But yeah, this is one that I could see getting cut from the list.
Fair enough. So I'm gonna say, yeah, that's right. I would be actually very, very willing to completely replace "Family Affair" with this.
Really?
Look, "Family Affair" is good.
Ooh.
I don't love "Family Affair" as much as everyone else does. I think that this is a song that needs to be on the top 500 list.
Interesting.
Like, this song is bananas good. Like, the harmonies between all of the vocalists are fantastic. I love the instrumentation in this, especially all like the little like flourishes in between. And the structure of this song is so good, especially when you get to just the vocal parts where it's them like doing the bass line. I think that this song is just pieced together and created so expertly, and it is insanely catchy and insanely danceable. And
Sure.
I think that this song belongs on the list instead of "Family Affair."
Interesting. I mean, I can see the argument. I do like both songs. I just have a slight lean towards that "Family Affair," but I could see the argument.
Yeah. Moving on, before I anger literally any of our other viewers, I need two of them. To number 224, "Oh Pretty Woman" by Roy Orbison.
My boy, look what they've done to my boy.
The massacre, my boy.
Okay, that's interesting. That's that I don't know. I think that this might be Roy Orbison's second best song. I love this song personally. It's the song that actually introduced me to Roy Orbison. It's also the song that ended my mom's Sweat into the Oldies VHS that she had and constantly played. That's how I know this song originally. But the build in this song is so good with that bass line and that guitar interplaying with each other, and it builds and it builds and it builds. And I think Roy Orbison's greatest strength as a musician was his theatricality. And this is one of those songs that really gets to showcase it because of the lyrics. Especially with that kind of like cliffhanger-ish ending where the pretty woman that he sees is walking away, and then suddenly she starts walking back in his direction, and then they end the song right there.
And then the song's over.
The song's over, and I love that. But yeah, this is just like a classic song that it's just a tight song. Brooklyn, let's go to you next.
How do you not talk about the drums in this one? The drums are some of the best in pop. I agree, like the theatricality, and then like even the times like when they're doing that riff in between and he's just doing like Mercy or something. Just that enough kind of like a flair. There's like a like a rounded kind of quality, I guess, to his voice. Like it sounds kind of marbly. But I think that's also like kind of the charm of this song. But yeah, I think this is kind of the magnum opus of Roy. I trying to think of the other song that you're thinking of, Andrew, that would be up there.
What we could talk about what that song is later.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Chance.
Yeah. I mean, in the era of music, I have to call it. Hey, white guys can do rock too. Roy Orbison was a giant in his own right. And yeah, I like you guys. I adore this song. I think it's like textbook 50s era rock and roll. I think it's one of the greatest examples of 50s era rock and roll. And I was actually, this is one of the ones where I was like, I am deeply sad that this actually got cuts.
Right.
Because like even just thinking of like my episode, I'm like, okay, I can name at least like 10 tunes on this playlist that don't deserve a spot more than "Oh Pretty Woman."
Yeah. I am so glad to hear that. Let's move on to something else, though, that I think is a little bit more influential than I think we think, which would be number 222's Walk Away, Renee by the Left Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the beginning of Baroque pop. This is one of the early examples of that genre, and people like Lana Del Rey have to kiss the ground that this song walked on. The luscious instrumentation that is like very reminiscent of the Baroque era of music. It's just a gorgeous sound to listen to. The vocals, the harmonies are beautiful on here. And just the melody of the chorus itself, the "just walk away, Renee." Instantly, the moment I heard that line, I was like, oh, it's this song. Yeah, I really love this one. I completely understand why it's not on the list anymore, but I think it deserves its spot because of its cultural importance to the genre. But Chance, what do you think of this?
This is actually the first time I heard this song. I never heard of the Left Bank or Walkway Renee. So like I was finding out all of this in prep for this show, and yeah, it's kind of insane that this band was just so influential. I just never had an idea about them. I think I kind of agree with you. Like, yeah, I do like the instrumentation on this song. I think the great vocals all around. I think that if you gave this a spot, it would be purely out of respect. Only the problem is, I think that other people have taken this genre and just done it better, and there are better examples that are on the list.
ELO.
Yeah, like that. That's a good example. But yeah, but either way, I do think you kind of had to kiss the ring on this song, at least a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Also, real quick, ELO nowhere to be seen on any of these lists, and that's okay.
How does like nothing from ELO make any list? That's ridiculous.
That's a shame. We need Mr. Blue Sky on here somewhere.
We do need Mr. Blue Sky on here somewhere.
God damn it! No, no.
Yes, I'm planting a seed that you don't know about us, aside from myself and Brooklyn. Brooklyn, go on. What are your thoughts on Walk Away, Renee?
It's cool. Like you guys definitely, or Andrew especially, definitely brought it up with the kind of like how this is the first kind of Baroque pop thing. I am with Chance, and this is the first time I've ever heard of the Left Bank or the song. But when we were talking about Baroque pop, and I was like, man, the Verve almost single-handedly killed this genre, accidentally with a sample.
Wow. Wow. How?
With a sample. How dare you insult Bittersweet Symphony? That song is great.
It's great it's great once. It's great when you heard it the first time in 2001.
Wow.
9/11 just happened. I needed to
All right, guys. For everybody playing Off the Stones bingo at home, 9/11 reference has finally been made. So
there's the first one, guys. Timestamp it. But let's move on to number 218. Do You Believe in Magic by the Lovin' Spoonful. Brooklyn, do you believe in magic?
So I'm just gonna. Okay, we're gonna have a Kleenex here. Grab a shield. I actually kind of like the Ali and AJ version kind of better.
What?
I think they do a better. I think they do a better cover of this. I think this is good, but this is kind of broken up and kind of slowed down at parts. But yeah, I'm gonna be like a massive Caleb Coho, and just be very 2000s about this song, and think I legit think that they do a better job.
I was there. I didn't remember the Alan AJ version of the song, and I was there.
You were in the trenches.
I lived through that shit.
I saw them in concert. I was there, and I don't remember this.
Oh, shit.
Also, is this 11 Spoonfuls like only hit? This is the first time I've ever heard of this band.
We talked about Hot Town in the City.
Oh shit!
Summer in the City.
Wait, they did.
This is the same band as Summer in the City. Yes, this is John Sebastian, bitch.
Hot Summer in the City was lower than this.
It was lower than this. Yes.
Okay, the writers are on fucking crack. This doesn't make sense.
I mean,
I don't know how Hot Summer in the City makes the list and this doesn't.
They both missed the list. They both got cut.
They both missed it.
They both got cut.
Yeah, but even this to be higher than Hot Summer in the City is a crime.
Chance, what do you think of this, and how does it compare to the Alien AJ version?
Well, I imagine it compares better, considering I remember this version, not the Alien AJ one. Like I said, I was there. But, so I think that this song is, how do I explain this? It's almost become like a cliched song because it is used in a lot of media, a lot of pop culture references to this song. But you can see why. It's a very upbeat, poppy tune that if you have any story, anything, even remotely dealing with magic, it'll probably fit your story. I don't love this song. I think it's good. I think it's solid. I would never listen to this on my own accord just because it does get a little too bubblegum pop for my taste. But I do think it's a solid song. But I'm not gonna lose sleep over it missing the list.
Mr. Producer Man, would you mind putting up this banner over? There we go.
Oh boy.
Yes, this is bubblegum pop. But I want a goddamn cavity. This is a perfect pop song. I think this is a perfect pop song.
Okay.
I think that yes, Somewhere in the City's better. But I think that this is still a fantastic song. It's one of my favorite pop songs of all time. I love John Sebastian's voice on this. It is so good. There's just such a nice comfort to it. And I think that this kind of bounce that this song has is just the perfect thing to pair it with. I love the instrumentation on here. The guitar in this, it's just so fantastic. That little jangliness that it's got to it with just the right amount of sheen. This is one of my favorite pop songs of all time. It would definitely make my 500 list. So I'm
you know what, Bar? I think part of my bias against this, I don't have that real bias. Part of my slightly negative feeling toward the song has to do with American Pie. Just because I cannot listen to this song and not think of Chris Klein vamping, and it makes me sad.
I hate that movie so much.
Don't blame me. Blame the movie.
I do blame the movie. I blame that movie for a lot of things. So you get a pass. Let's move on before I start crapping on American Pie anymore. The movie. So number 216, "Rockin' in the Free World" by Neil Young. A song that I'm going to be completely honest with our viewers, I almost forgot to include in this episode. But luckily, it's a Neil Young song that I know very well. And I have said this time and time again on the show when Neil Young comes up. Neil Young is a vocalist who either hits big or it's a catastrophic miss for me.
Yeah, there's no in between.
No in between. But this is a big hit for me. I think that he sounds perfect on this instrumentation. I also love that this is one of those songs where people have completely missed the goddamn point of this song. This is a protest song. This is a song that basically says, hey guys, there's a lot of shit wrong right now. Maybe we should start fixing it. Nah, keep on rocking in the free world, right, guys? And I love how every 4th of July, how every presidential election run, there's always somebody who plays this in the background and is like, yeah, guys, America. But I think that it's got like a good righteous fury behind it, one that I don't think Ohio has. And I think that the energy of the song is really what drives it forward. And I'm going to get off my soapbox now. I'm going to pass it over to Brooklyn, the actual Canadian.
Yeah. So in the sphere of Neil Young, this is an okay song. This is kind of in an arc where he was going a little heavier on the electric guitar, and much more, like you were saying, Andrew, much more furious in his performances, I guess.
Young goes electric.
Yeah, so there was like this, and there was Cinnamon Girl, and then probably my favorite from like this era, This Coke's for You, because I like the kind of wordplay in it. But yeah, this probably got killed for me for overplay. Like this would get played every day on the rock station, just because of the weird. Like there's a weird bylaw here that every hour you have to play at least 10% Canadian music. So it was like, all right, we'll play Neil Young, we'll play Rush, and then we'll play like Blue Rodeo, which is like a huge Canadian band here. They have a couple of songs that I think are top 500 worthy, but yeah, it's fine. I'm glad that it kind of came off the list. The ones we have on the list are fine, with the exception of After the Gold Rush. I think that one can come off too.
Yeah, that one can go bye-bye. I'm sorry. Chance.
Yeah, kind of like you. Neil Young's someone who just like, when he's great, he's great. When he's up, holy fuck, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This I think falls in the category of like, oh, you're really great. Like I think the message, which I think this falls in the category of like, hey, yeah, we're just like colossally missing the points if you're not like really examining the song. And I don't think it's quite at hey ya level, but I do think this is a really solid song. I think that in with given the list we had, I think this could have easily squeezed in like a 5 to 400 spot.
Yeah, I mean, if we were going to throw it on there, that's probably where I would put it as well.
Yeah.
However, with 214, Caroline No by the Beach Boys.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you to start off anyway. So,
okay, it's not that I love the song. I think the song is good. What I love is the era this came from. This came from the Brian Wilson "I'm going fucking crazy" era of Beach Boys music. We're like, it doesn't matter if it worked, if it was a good idea. Usually, it wasn't a good idea. He was gonna do it. Like, we're gonna end this song with dog barks. Like, and just like all people are just like, okay, let's do it, because I'm not gonna piss off Brian. And like the song itself is pretty good. I think there's a better Beach Boys song we'll talk about later. But I think it's just like a microcosm of where the mentality of this band, and mainly its lead singer, were at this time. And for that, I kind of love it.
Fair enough. Brooklyn.
So yeah, I'm gonna kind of echo the same points that Chance made. This is definitely Brian Wilson kind of sitting in the corner being like, all right, we're gonna try some weird, dark stuff. Because I feel like that ending is super weird, but then when you think about the song title, it's like, oh, are we implying that this person got like
dog?
That Caroline's a dog and like got hit by a train or something, or like, yeah. But yeah, but you know what? I'm glad that we got songs like this, because then a great man by the name of Stephen Page of the Bare Naked Ladies wrote a song about these troubles called Brian Wilson, and it's one of the greatest goddamn songs on this motherfucking earth.
Okay. It's a good song, I'll give you that. So welcome to Rolling Stone magazine can't help putting almost all of Pet Sounds on their list. Don't get me wrong. Caroline No is actually a really good song. It's a very good song. I like it a lot. And as I've said multiple times, whenever songs from this particular album comes up, it's the motherfucking Wrecking Crew, the band behind the band. The instrumentation sounds incredible. They're one of the greatest studio bands of all time, and there's a reason for that. But also Brian Wilson's production, it just sounds gorgeous. It's very effective in the way that it's recorded. I don't have a lot to say on this one because it is one that I don't really go back to. It's not one that sticks in the head for me. So if it comes on, I really like it, but otherwise I'm not really searching it out. So I'm okay with it falling off of the list personally. However, moving on to 213, 96 Tears by Question Mark and the Mysterians, this song fucking slaps. That organ line is so instantly memorable. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to 60s garage rock era music. Yeah, this has that kind of like almost like DIY kind of appeal to it, while still being really well composed and well constructed. Question mark. Woo! What a strange person that man is. Do a little research on this guy. It's kind of wild. Like, he's nuts. But the way he throws himself into the vocals in this works so perfectly. Also, fun fact. You want to know what the original title of this song was going to be?
Oh, boy.
Just a little while?
69 Tears.
Of course it was.
I'm not kidding. I'm pretty sure that's true, though. But yeah, this song slaps. It's just got like a really good rhythm and groove and vocal performance in this. It's fantastic. Brooklyn, what are your thoughts on 96 Tears?
Are these guys a one-hit wonder? Do these
Yes,
guys
they
have
sure
other
are.
hits?
Sure
Okay,
are.
cool. Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. Like you were mentioning the organ. It's one that I don't like super duper love right now, but I could see in 2 months' time being like, yeah, this is on repeat for Spotify.
Cool. Chance, what are your thoughts on 96 Tears?
Let me first of all, they should have had more hits with a name like that. Question mark the Mysterians. How do you not buy that band's music? But yeah, I think that this is I'm a sucker for really good instrumentation regarding an organ. Like, I love it when the Doors do it. I love it when the Zombies did it, and I love it when question mark and his boys do it. No, yeah, this is one
that should have been the name of the band. Question mark and his boys.
And his boys. That's how you go. That's how you go to 2 hits.
That's it. That's how you get that second one.
But no, yeah, man. I think this is one that I wasn't very familiar with, and yeah, this is one that I actually might be putting in my regular rotation because I actually do think I like it already. But it's a song I think I could grow more to like more as time goes on with more listens.
Yeah, absolutely. I can completely understand that. Let's move on to what was one spot above it. Oh, hey, look, it's the Beach Boys again.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Within My Room. I'm going to be real quick with this one. It's pretty. It's very pretty. It's like 2 minutes long, though. Not a bad thing. It gets in and it gets out real quick. It's very pretty. That's really all I thought when I was listening to the song, though. Like, sounds nice. That's all. Chance.
Yeah, I think this is a really good job at highlighting. A good job at highlighting Wilson's vocals. Because I do think that the dude was, and I think probably still is. I'm pretty sure he can still sing. A good vocalist. I'm like 99% sure Wilson can still sing. But yeah, I think that this serves as one of the better showcases for what he can do with his voice. I think I do like this slightly better than Caroline No, even though I do like adore that era of Beach Boys. It was, if I had to pick a Beach Boys song to make the 500, it'd probably be this one. But yeah, I'm not like overly in love with either. This one's solid.
And Brooklyn.
Yeah, I like this one. Cameron Holtzman said it best on one of these shows where he was like layering, like just the layers in this and like the harmonies and like just how relaxing and soothing it can feel whenever they're singing In My Room, and like there's like the 3 and the 4-part harmonies. If you love Mariana's Trench, you should probably enjoy the song because there's a lot of similarities.
Oh shit! I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
Ooh, listen to Mariana's Trench, folks. They're great.
As a Canadian, they're fine.
Well, shame. All right, let's move on to number 210, Bye Bye Love by the Everly Brothers. Chance, I want to start with you on this one because Brooklyn and I have talked about the Everly Brothers, I think, 3 times now.
I mean, positive things. Positive things. I hope because I love the Everly Brothers. I think that the amount of solos these I think there's two of them. Yeah, there's two. The amount of soul these two guys had projected in their records is incredible. This one I think is maybe their most underrated song. When you think of the Everly Brothers, you think like Unchained Melody or You Lost That Love and Feeling. But not a lot of people talk about Bye Bye Love, which is a shame because this song is actually really damn good. Again, further showcases how I don't know the first name of the Everlys. To me, they're the Everly Brothers. I don't know them as individuals. It showcases how their voices like really complement each other. I can tell I'm just like hurting Bar's soul looking at his face right now.
Oh no, Chance! I think
so.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. I
Righteous
think
Brothers.
of the Righteous Brothers.
Fuck! I am thinking of the Righteous Brothers. God damn it. Okay. Well, point is Everly. Okay, Righteous Brothers. Like Righteous Brothers kind of all the time. Point is, what I will say about the Everly Brothers. Their voices complement each other really well. I think this song is a great showcase of that. And yeah, I think that this is one that doesn't get brought up enough, and that kind of sort of like kind of like that like mid 50s late 60s mid 50s late 60s era of like we're just going to impress you with our vocals, and that's about it. That's all you're getting. Man, I feel really bad for flubbing that Righteous Brothers thing. Damn, that sucks.
Do listen to the Righteous Brothers, people, folks. The Righteous Brothers are fantastic.
Listen to the Righteous Brothers, but listen to this song too. This song's great.
What a fool believes.
No, that's the Doobie Brothers.
Doobie Brothers.
No.
The white man's got the power.
Oh my God, this is I am in pain.
Top 10 brothers next week on Jukebox Playlist.
Top 10 brothers. There are too many brothers in music. Okay, we can't keep track of all of them. There are too many white sets of brothers in music.
This is true.
Yeah.
So this is a great Oasis song. Okay. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the best song that the Everly Brothers have ever made. This is easily the best song that we've covered by the Everly Brothers, and it's not even close. I do really like the Everly Brothers a lot, but this is by far the best thing that they ever made. The groove, that jauntiness to it, it's so easy to sing along with because that vocal melody is so simple, but it's so insanely catchy. Their harmonies on this are layered beautifully, and it's just got playful lyrics that don't overstay their welcome. I think this is the best thing that the Everly Brothers have ever done, and the fact that this is off the list, but Dreams, 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 Dreams is on the list is wrong. Brooklyn, am I right in saying that?
Think Dreams is okay being on the list over this because I think Dreams is more at a high. It was more of like an experiment gone right, I guess you would say. This is okay, but
Shut the fuck up, producer man.
This is okay in an era of a genre that I usually hate, like 50s, 60s country. Unless your name is Johnny Cash. Or Hank Williams.
I don't really define this country though.
It's like borderline.
Yeah. It's borderline.
Their voices have a certain twang to them that just hasn't like aged well. Like I would have loved to have heard this when on its original release.
That's just racist.
All right. Okay.
All right, moving on.
My apologies.
Hey guys, have we talked about Bob Dylan enough on this show? I don't think so. Positively 4th Street at number 206. I'll give it this much. It's better than the Bob Dylan songs we covered last week. Oh no. Oh no. Oh boy. Okay. Well, so I really like this one. I don't love it. It's not 500 worthy in my opinion, but I do like this one. I think the melody is really strong. I think Dylan sounds really good on this one for being, Bob Dylan, the singer. It come on, I'm right.
Bob Dylan sounds good for being Bob Dylan.
But yeah, it's one that I really like, but I wouldn't necessarily say I love. I think it's just like a well-written, well-performed piece. But I wouldn't throw the word great on there. I'm saving Brooklyn for last. Chance, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, of the ones I'm assuming made the list look like a Rolling Stone, I imagine the times they're changing were on there. Did Forever Young make it?
Which one?
Did Forever Young make it?
No.
I would have put that on over this. The point is this is a good song. I think that this is one that I don't think about or play very often. I usually go back to some of the ones I mentioned prior, but I do think that this is actually a pretty good song.
All right, Brooklyn.
I do want to get Brooklyn's
producer man. Can you get the banner up?
Oh Jesus.
There's a certain Oh, okay. Fuck you too, producer man. But yeah. Whenever they were making the meme of Old Man Yells at Cloud, I believe they were making it while this song was on. It's the stereotypical Bob Dylan stuff of like just a simple beat, and just singing a bunch of verses, and it's literally just about some bitch that he broke up with. It's just him being angry at them. If I knew who this person was, or if I understood the context of the relationship, it's fine. But even like lyrically, there's no lines similar to like a Rolling Stone that really kind of grab you. It's just kind of saying all the same thing, or the metaphors are just very bland.
Okay, so.
Okay. Nope, you had your chance, producer man. Get fucked. Nope, you had your chance.
Okay, we're gonna move on, Mr. Producer Man, to number 205. Come Together by the Beatles. I'm gonna have Chance start us off on this one.
This one, I nearly laid an egg when I found out this wasn't on the list. I think the fact that this is not on the list is a travesty.
Oh, I would have liked to have seen that.
I said almost didn't have it. Almost.
Pornhub.com/
Oh Jesus! But no. So I think kind of show my hand a little bit. I know it's a bit of a stereotypical answer, but it's true for me. The Beatles are my favorite band. I adore their music. They're the first band I really kind of grew attached to. This one is from the LSD era of the Beatles, and I think this is one of the better songs of the LSD era. Just this, like, the strangeness of the lyrics that you have to kind of decipher, the instrumentation of it. It's really simplistic until it's not, and then it just goes like these much more complex rhythm and much more complex melodies, and it's just like a puzzle box of a song, but also a song that has like a really great message to it, because it's a time where Vietnam was really big, and everyone was just like, you know what, like, fuck it, put the shit together, let's do a line. And let's go dance in the streets.
I would have loved it if you said at the end of the line, instead of say dance to the music, and then it would have went full circle.
And then suddenly Sly and the Family Stone's just like walking to the recording studio.
They just show up there, like, yeah,
great idea. I like that guy.
Good idea. Let's drop some acid.
Yeah. Brooklyn, how about you go next?
Yeah. So this fits the theme of Off the Stones, where it's a Ringo song that got cussed. But I'm sad about this one, because this is like, I understand why they took it off the list, but I still fucking love this song. It's probably like number 11 on my top 10 Beatles top 10 Beatles songs.
Hmm.
I really like the drum work in this. Dave Grohl put
Absolutely.
it best. If you can get a crowd going with just literally like dum, 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 dum. And then I mean like the fill in between in the intro, it's just everybody wants to like roll down the drums, but like Ringo makes it effective and kind of for the song. This is one where everyone really kind of gets a chance to shine. John is crushing it on the vocals. Paul throws in the harmony whenever he needs to, and then George has that typical kind of like laid back solo in the end, and it just kind of lets everything fill out.
I was just writing down a note to remind myself to use this phrase. This song is simplistically complicated. It's a very simple groove, but then there's like little intricacies in there that really make it flourish. Like as you said, during the verses, like it's just a simple drum line, just like the dun 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 dun. But then you add like those little flourishes with the cymbals, and I think that this song does this really well. It's got a fantastic groove. It's one of the best grooves that the Beatles have ever made. The lyrics, I'll tell you what the lyrics mean, y'all. The lyrics mean nothing. They mean nothing. It's just a bunch of words. It's a bunch of sentences that John Lennon thought sounded good.
You're not in the right headspace to decipher these lyrics.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, pass me my line.
Yeah, like go do a line, take some LSD, and try again.
You guys ever hear the story about? I think it was a kid that wrote to John Lennon in school about like, it's like, oh, what is "I Am the Walrus" about? And John Lennon's like, like it's about nothing.
You'll find out, Timmy. You'll find out.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't lick the return stamp.
Fucking Jesus.
But yeah, no, I really dig this one a lot. It's sad to see this one come off the list. But to be completely honest with myself, I think there was like 11 songs by the Beatles on the current list, so cuts had to be made. But let's move on to a couple of spots above that at 201, Hey Joe by the Jimi Hendrix Experiment. So Brooklyn, how about you start us off with this one?
Man, it's sad when we have to talk about Jimi Hendrix songs because it's just like this album in particular is fucking incredible. I just love these like 60s kind of jams. And I like the repetitiveness of Hey Joe and just kind of how he's able to throw some different emotions onto it. But I think this is just, again, another example of the backing band and how crucial they were to his sound. I think this one could have stayed on the list, maybe in the high 400s or something. But we had Little Wings, we had Purple Haze, we had
the Watchtower.
All in the Watchtower. We didn't have The Wind Cries Mary, which we covered a couple episodes ago.
Which is sad.
Like, yeah. But you could argue like half of these songs get on the list, and it's like, all right, you have a point.
I think you have a point there, Brooklyn. Yeah, this one's really good. It's not one of my favorite Hendrix songs, but it's one where I completely recognize the quality of it. Because let's be honest, it's a Jimi Hendrix song. It's going to sound fucking amazing. And lyrically, it's dark. It's pretty dark. But it is one where like the storytelling aspect of it is really strong. It's well done. Great song, just not one of my personal favorites. But what about you, Chance?
Yeah, I mean, going from one of my favorites to another, Jimi Hendrix, another one of my favorite artists. He was the one that kind of got me into music. He's the one that got me interested in playing guitar. I remember I saw a concert special with him, and I just like saw what he can do. I'm like, that's incredible. I think Hendrix is, we probably talked about this on the show a lot, but Hendrix is the undisputed GOAT of guitarists. Like,
Agreed.
There is nobody in the history of music who could do what that guy did.
No one can play guitar with their teeth and actually make it sound good.
And actually make it sound like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that I think that this would make I want to make a list purely because one, I think it's an incredible song, like you said, rhythmically, lyrically, just overall production wise, there weren't a lot of people who did it like as well as Hendrix did consistently. Like, it's very rare to find a Hendrix song that doesn't work on at least some level. But I just think that it should be on the list purely because there can never be enough praise for Hendrix. I really believe that. This dude is just one of the best to literally ever do it. So yeah, I think that's the reason I'm sad it's in maybe also because I think, like I said, I think it's a great song.
Also, quick shout out to the rest of the experience, the experiment. Does this say experiment?
Yeah,
Wow,
it's the experience.
Wow, Mr. Producer Man.
I saw that. I'm like, who the hell is Jimi Hendrix?
Wow, Mr. Producer Man. Way to go. Yeah, I don't care. You're the one who fucked up this time, buddy. So let's move on to one spot above that. Elvis Presley. With Don't Be Cruel. It's just weird seeing, I mean, not weird, but seeing Elvis Presley one spot above Jimi Hendrix. There's a metaphor here somewhere.
I mean, hey, we could acknowledge the black guy who did rock, or no. Let's acknowledge the guy who stole from them. Not Hendrix specifically, just stole from the culture in general.
Yeah, pretty much. With that being said, this is actually one of my favorite Elvis songs. I think the thing that I like about Elvis the most is his band. His band is the thing that I'm constantly impressed by. Like, they've got a really solid foundation with that bass line in this song. Like, that is the thing about this song that I really like a lot, is the bass line. It's got a good groove to it. It's fun. It's kind of like bouncy and playful. And Elvis, he was a good singer. He was a good singer with an incredible band. And this is one of the ones that I tend to find myself really liking the most. Suspicious Minds is still his best song that he's ever made. But this is solid. Brooklyn.
Oh boy.
I'm torn, but like 90% torn on this being like a bad song. The 10% is like the line in the chorus. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. I think that's one of the coolest lines in music. It's just so instantaneously catchy. The problem that I have with the song is, and I'm gonna use a recurring gag to describe it. Hey mom, can we listen to Rock Around the Clock tonight? We don't have that, but we actually have this Elvis Presley song that might work just as well. Yeah, this is done a lot better by another white guy who also, I guess, just still, yeah. No, Chuck Berry is the king of rock and roll, not this clown.
Jeez, guys. All right, Chance.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the era of hey, white guys can rock too. This one is funny because there was an Elvis song on my last episode that I did for On the Stones.
He appears a lot.
He does. I honestly would put this on the list over Heartbreak Hotel. Like, if I had to listen to one of these, if I had to listen to one of those songs, I'd probably pick Don't Be Cruel, which is ironic because I first saw this on the list and just like, wait, Bobby Brown? No, Elvis. I'm sorry, Elvis. Like, I can't help. Like, when you say Don't Be Cruel, my first thought is always gonna be Bobby Brown. Which again, also there's some kind of irony in there somewhere. But yeah, no, I think that it works. I think, yeah, like Bar said, I think musically this is one of the more impressive songs. And like, yeah, even like from a lyric standpoint, there's like some actually interesting things he's saying. Still an asshole overall, but I do like this song. I will admit it.
All right. Let's move on. We're finally cracking into the hundreds. So let's start with one of the greatest songs of all time, according to the 2010s version, maybe, by the Chantels. Brooklyn, what are your thoughts on this one?
This song is goddamn sweet. I love this song. It's fucking adorable. Like this, I think we started the theme last week of songs that you could just throw on while you're like washing the dishes. You could throw on this song, but then it'd be like, all right, we got to at least dance to it. Like this is just a really like fun waltz to throw on with your partner. And it's that's what I love about this. Is that you can create some pretty cool memories.
Chance.
Yeah, I think this is part of that era of, you know, like the black female singing groups. You know, you had I'm trying to blank the Crystals, the Ronettes, the Marvelettes, the Shirelles.
The
Supreme. That's what I'm trying to get. So I'm like, Diana Ross fucking group. Who the hell is
that? kind of the biggest one.
Arguably.
I'm like, the biggest one. What the fuck is that? Point is,
Martha Reeves and the Vandellas?
Point is, I think this song is like another like great example. I like another really good case of one of those songs. Again, you have like these three women who they don't really overpower each other. They all like complement each other really well. Even like the ones who are technically the backup, like you see, like it's a song where I think something that every good girl group song needs to do is you think about it. Would this work without the backing vocals? If the answer is no, you did a good job with the song. I think like this one with like a lot of these other songs, granted you had the person who's at the forefront, but without the backing, the song doesn't work. That's why I think like nobody is more important than anybody else. And yeah, I think that you have like these. It's a fun poppy song. Yeah, it actually has something quite interesting to say. So yeah, I think this is a solid song. And part of me is a little sad it's not on the Stones anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely a solid song. It's one that I really like. I think that I can't remember what the name of the song was, but we talked about another song like a few weeks ago where I listened to that one. It was another girl group. It was another girl group of like this genre and era. And I said to myself, that song's really sweet. And then I heard this one and I'm like, this one's really sweet. I like the other one a little bit better, even though I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head though. But no, this one's really good. It's that like doo-wop pop R&B like blend that was a big thing.
I think it has what every romance song needs, and it has a little bit of hope. And I think the singer is able to kind of just show that, like even just in the line of like, oh, like maybe like they're definitely yearning for something.
You put it a lot better than I was about to. I was probably going to stumble over my words like a dumbass, like I generally do. But with that being said, let's actually move on to number 196, another era-ish kind of song. There Goes My Baby by the Drifters. And boo boy, I don't know if it was just the particular recording that I found, but this sounds like garbage. I think that the Drifters themselves sound really good. The production sucks, at least on the version that I found. It sounds like they're singing through a tin fucking can. And it's a shame because the Drifters have fantastic vocals. Their harmonies are great. I think that the songs are written well. But I don't know. I think this sounds pretty bad. Brooklyn.
So I think we were talking. I think it was before a show one time about "Stand by Me." And this song has a lot of similarities to that, but also it's the exact opposite of "Stand by Me" because like musically it's very similar. It has the strings, the bass line is very is almost a carbon copy, but that's also like a standard. It's also like a standard pop bass line, but lyrically it's the exact opposite. Like it's somebody like, oh, there goes my baby. There's somebody leaving, and it's talking about like the loss, but it's still. But like it's just weird to hear songs that like sound the same but mean two completely different things.
And Chance.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I was gonna bring that up, like because I hadn't heard this song in so long. When I first heard it, I heard like the string section was like, "Wait a minute, that's fucking Stand by Me." But then I remembered, oh wait a minute, Benny King did sing both, so I guess it's not ripping off. I guess it's not a rip off. You're ripping off yourself. So I guess so that's all well and fine. But yeah, Benny King is, and this is part of the reason I wanted to do this. There's a lot of soul, a lot of old school R&B and soul artists, and a lot of them I think are kind of muddy waters, kind of just getting forgotten. And I think Benny King is one of them. Like he just had such a great voice, and he was able to like really just like really well emote into what he was singing. I also love how this song can really kind of change context depending on what it's over. Because like for me personally, I recognize this from they played in the Sandlots when Squints first saw Wendy Peppercorn walking down the streets.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's where I first heard this song, and I'm like,
that was there.
Yeah, I saw it. It's like, oh damn! So this is kind of like So what I originally thought, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a song about like how he's seeing the love of life go by, and it's like, oh no, how he's seeing the love of life go by. But yeah, I think that Benny King did a fantastic job. The version I heard sounded fine. I'm very curious about the one bar to listen to, just because I want to hear the tin can version.
Like the instrumentation sounds great. Like that sounds great and luscious. There's just something about like Benny King's vocals, and it's the vocals that just sound weird on the one that I listened to. So I don't know. I guess it's just me then. Island Time. Let's move 2 spots above that to 194. Rehab by Amy Winehouse. So let's actually start with Chance on this one. And I swear to God, if anyone takes the low hanging fruit, you're dead to me. Okay, fair enough.
I mean, like I will give credits to this song for being honest. She did not want to go to rehab. We know that now. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I will be dead to you. But I will say I do love Amy Winehouse. I think that she was, in a way, she was kind of like Gaga before Gaga. I'm pretty sure the song was 06.
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm like 99% sure that's right. So like a year before Gaga burst on the scene. Point is, you had this woman who was, she wasn't as eccentric as Gaga at the time, but she was this woman with like this like powerhouse, sultry vocals. And the fact that this is on the list makes me sad because I think Amy Winehouse was, I think it's a case of I'm sad that her career got cut so short.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like she had so much more to give. And I think that she would have gone on to have like a really great, incredible career. She would have been remembered as one of the greatest singers of our time. It's just, yeah, she just had to join. I think she's part of the 27 Club, isn't she? She was 27 when she died.
27 Club.
Yeah, it's just tragic, and I do think this is. I think Back in Black might be a better song. Personally, this is my favorite of what she's done, mostly because I think that again, kind of like I'll bring it again, kind of like Hey Ya. It's a song that has a much different meaning that when you listen to it, then like if you actually read the lyrics, like oh, it's not about Rhea. Like she's like incredibly depressed.
Yeah,
which is like it's an up tempo, like more fun, not poppier, but like much more upbeat song than the lyrics lead on. But yeah, I do adore this, and I do adore Amy Winehouse.
So yeah, Back to Black did make the list in a incredibly close proximity to this one, actually, around the same area. I think they just kind of swapped places. Like Back to Black wasn't on the original list, or the 2010s list, but this was, and then this one got replaced. But Back to Black,
like I said, I think Back in Black is technically a better song, but I prefer Rehab.
Well, in my opinion, the best Amy Winehouse song did not make either list. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But no, this one's really good. Mark Ronson's production on this is just immaculate. Ha ha! Beat you to it, Brooklyn. Like he really knows how to capture the instrumentation and like the soul that this song has, especially in the horns. The horns are they sound so good on this. But Amy's the standout. Amy is absolutely the standout. She had a voice that was just so rich, and like had this great colorful tone to it that I guess the closest person, the question mark that we can compare her to is Adele, kind of,
Yeah,
sort
kind of.
of.
Yeah.
But no, this song, yeah, the fact that we lost her so young is just a shame. Because this song is great. Back to Black. Back to Black. Back. I can't speak. Go ahead, Brooklyn. I'm just gonna just like.
Yeah, so I'll echo the same things that Andrew said. Mark Ronson got the most out of Amy Winehouse in various songs. This was my introduction to Amy, as I'm sure it was for, because this was her big breakout song. But it was Back to Black and Valerie that made it. I think Valerie is the best song on that album, and I wish that like looking back at it now, I wish Valerie was the breakout song and then Rehab was the second, because I feel like that would have been like a huge 1-2 punch. Because I think Valerie is kind of like underlooked in terms of Amy Winehouse songs, but Rehab is really cool. Like, it just sticks to the fundamentals. Like, kids are fucking playing this in high school bands now. They're playing it at my old high school for R&B band, and for like a sax, it's pretty simple. The drum kit might be the hardest thing on it, but if you have a kid that's passionate, they can practice it. And it's just, yeah, I think it will be like a good teaching song.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, I don't think that we've talked about Bob Dylan enough on this show.
Man, you're knocking on hell's door instead of heaven's door here.
Ooh, that was rough.
Go to hell, Bob Dylan.
You fucking yikes. The man's still alive, so let's not put that voodoo on him. Knocking on heaven's door.
But if he dies, Keith Richards might live just a little bit longer.
If he
Is that
dies,
how that works?
Yeah, if he whichever one of them dies first, the other one lives another 100 years. That's the pact they made. So this, out of all of the Bob Dylan songs that we've talked in this series of the show, I think this is the best one we've talked about so far. And honestly, it's the emotion in the lyrics for this one, in my opinion. It is a very emotional song. And I think Bob Dylan's lyrics do such a fantastic job of capturing that. It's one that I don't really have much to say about, other than it's a great Bob Dylan song that if it had made the current list, I would not have been mad about. Let's go to Brooklyn next, though.
Yeah, kind of surprised this one got off. We've had a bit of a streak of saying that Bob Dylan has shit, but this is one that is not shit. This is Wagon Wheel before Wagon Wheel. Like a lot of drunk country loving people would sing the fuck out of this song. And
a lot of drunk Guns N' Roses fans too.
Yeah. No, Guns N' Roses. This is like one of the worst covers ever. Axl Rose fucking ruins this song. Yeah, we've talked before about how songs can grab you right away. Mama, take this badge off of me. I can't use it anymore. I think that's one of the coolest opening lines, because it tells you right away what the song is about.
And Chance, what are your thoughts on Knocking on Heaven's Door?
I mean, I'm fine with not being on this, because I don't even think it's the best song called Knock on Heaven's Door. Yes, that's right. I like the Guns N' Roses version. I don't regret such words.
Chance Ellison, what time is it right now? It's Arizona, so it's like, what, 7:19?
Get it, Chance.
No, it's 6:19.
Teeth jammies, you get one episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, and then get the fuck to bed.
No.
God damn it.
I don't know where this massive hate boner for Guns N' Roses came from, but I will not stand for it. But even aside from the Guns N' Roses, there's a band called Blackwall that did a cover of this song that I think kind of really takes the best elements of both of those versions and puts it into one. If you haven't listened to it, I would highly recommend it. It's a very good cover. Yeah, kind of like with All on the Watchtower. I think that this is off the list because someone took a Bob Dylan song and just did it better.
Okay, all right, I like it. I like that.
and now let me be clear. I like this version. I just like other versions better.
No, that's fair. That's like completely fair. I disagree with you, but I can't tell you you're wrong. Let's move on to something that I think most of us will agree on, and that's Back in Black by AC/DC. Chance, you're the one that's dressed in black. You go first. Well, we all are, but still.
Yeah, I think this is probably what people think of when they think of an AC/DC song. I would imagine is this one. This one I didn't go back to for a long time. I just felt it was kind of overplayed a little bit. But like going back to it today, I'm just like, yeah, this song fucking rules. From the guitar, like just like it's that kind of guitar that like you play that for anybody, they instantly recognize what song that is. To the vocal, which funny enough, I can never remember the name of the fucking guy who's listening for AC/DC.
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson. I knew it was Brian something. I just can never remember his last name. But yeah, Brian Johnson's vocals, which hey, if I give Axel a pass, like I give this guy a pass too. Which, but like no, I like Brian Johnson as a singer. I think he's great. Not my favorite AC/DC song. I probably lean to
You Shook Me All Night Long.
That's it. Yeah, You Shook Me All Night Long, or Shoot to Thrill. Love both of those songs.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good choice.
Yeah, but
Shoot
still,
to Thrill, not on either list.
Yeah, that's surprising. I'm a little shocked this didn't make the list. I don't know if it'd be on my top 500, but I'm shocked that Rolling Stone didn't put it on.
There's one AC/DC song on the.
Is it really? What is it?
It's You Shook Me All Night Long.
Okay, yeah, that's deserving.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, when you think of Brian Johnson AC/DC, this is the one that everyone thinks of, because this was also the first album to feature him, because everybody was like, shit, Bon Scott's dead, what are they gonna do? And they're gonna be like, all right, we're fine, you have this, you have Highway to Hell, you have Hell's Bells, You Shook Me All Night Long, like just an incredible record in general.
Oh yeah, this entire album fucking slaps.
Yeah, yeah, it's surprising for it to come off, but then when you think about the themes that the other list was trying to incorporate, songs like this have to come off, I think.
Wow. So little lesson about good old Andrew Barr. Back in high school, we had a music program that was mostly rock and roll, and we got to perform in front of all of the parents. And this is one of the songs that they made me sing.
Oh Jesus!
Yep,
I do not envy anybody who has to sing this one.
Oh no, I had no right singing that song. I didn't ask to sing it. They were like, "Bar, you're gonna sing this one," and I'm like, "Okay."
Cool.
Yeah, cool. But it did make me appreciate this song a lot more. It once we've talked about it before, but it's got a good pocket to it. Which is weird because when you think of a song like that go this hard and this heavy, you don't think of that pocket often. This is the perfect introduction for Brian Johnson. This was essentially a song where he got to just kick down the doors, lift up his middle fingers and go, "Fuck you, I'm here." It's got, as we talked about with Muddy Waters, it's got a great swagger to it. This is the song that I think of when I think of AC/DC. It's my favorite AC/DC song. And I'm a little bit mad that it went from 190 to not on the list at all.
Yeah, that's bizarre that it just drops off that many spots.
I mean, we have 2 other episodes of songs that are going to be ranked much higher, so we're all going to be like, what?
What happened here?
Yeah. Speaking of which, Aretha Franklin, I've never loved a man the way I loved you. Previously at number 189. So I had never heard of this song before.
All right. Which
is a shame because this song freaking slaps. This is a song that I was listening to, and I was listening to Aretha talk to me personally. This is a song where it feels like she's like spilling her thoughts out to you directly. And boy, did I feel the emotion in her vocal performance. Like, Aretha Franklin is easily one of the greatest singers of all time, in my opinion. And this is the kind of song that proves why that is. She's got such control over her voice that it's phenomenal. And she's just a fucking powerhouse. Yeah, so it's a little sad to see that this one fell off the list. It wouldn't make my 200 like it does here, but it would probably be floating around the 400s. But Brooklyn, what about your thoughts on this?
I'm probably gonna be on an island here. But hear me out.
No way.
I think this song is good. Aretha has been incredible on like every song that she's had on the list. Respect, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, Chain of Fools. But I think this one, so it's very easy to see this one and compare it to Otis Redding, and then in particular Otis Redding's like Try a Little Tenderness, where it's simplistic in its beat, but it builds up a lot of tension. I think the problem here is that I disagree with you, Andrew, in that she doesn't really control that emotion. It's just, it kind of stays there, but it doesn't really have that build that it kind of needs. It's good. I like the ending of it, but this isn't like an immediate like, yes, this needs to be on the list. Which has been the case with pretty well every other Aretha song.
Chance, which island are you on? Are you on my island or Brooklyn's island?
USA, baby. I'm a bar on this one.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, I actually agree with Barca. I think you could argue this is maybe being Aretha's most personal song that she ever did, or at least like in the conversation, because like she never really, I mean, she did, but like not quite to this degree, have a song where she just like, I'm going to literally bear myself. You're going to see behind everything I hide, and like the tunes like Respect or Think. And I think this song is basically like the embodiment of soul, which she was the absolute undisputed queen of. Like, there's nobody that can touch Aretha Franklin. I'm glad she's represented on this list, but yeah, I think that this one, again, I wouldn't have it this high on the list, but I do think it deserves a shout at least.
Yeah. I'm glad that we're doing this series because I may not have even heard of this song otherwise, and I'm glad that we did. Let's move up to number 188, Who Will Stop the Rain by Credence Clearwater Revival. And I'm going to start us off again. And I'm going to start by saying, while this song is fantastic and was deserving of being on this list, it's not the best Credence Clearwater Revival song about rain.
I'm about to say the same thing. I'm just like, they have a better song with rain in the title.
Have you ever seen The Rain is the better Credence Clearwater Revival song. In my opinion, it is the best Credence Clearwater Revival song, and the fact that that song is not on either list.
Are you serious?
Is a crime.
That's ridiculous.
What the fuck are we doing? But with that being said, I'm still glad that Who Will Stop the Rain is on this list because it is a fantastic song still. It probably is a top 10 Credence song, in my opinion. And it leans on John Fogerty. I think John Fogerty's sorrow in this song really comes through. There's like a deep rooted hurt that you can hear in John Fogerty's voice in this song. I think that the guitar line is really great. I think the drumming on this one, I wish I remembered the drummer's name. I remember literally every other person's name in this band except for the drummer every single time.
To the Googles.
Thank you. But yeah, it's just it's an emotional piece that really resonates. mainly off of the strength of John Fogerty's voice.
Douglas Raymond Clifford.
Thank you, Doug Clifford. Yeah. So shout out to Doug Clifford. Chance, what are your thoughts on Who Will Stop the Rain?
Yeah, I mean, kind of you. This is not the best CCR song with Rain in the title, but I remember like one just out of nowhere. I ended up going on like a big like deep dive into Creedence Clearwater Revival, and this band like just became a genuine fan of. I do think this is one of the better songs. It's not one of my go-to plays, but yeah, I think the song is. I think the song is fantastic purely because, like you said, it does lean on the vocals of John Fogerty a lot, which I do think he used. I think it's kind of an underrated frontman in terms of you can kind of call it rock and roll. I think as a frontman, the dude's severely underrated just because like he was an excellent singer. He had a great voice, and like he was a really good showman too. Like people underestimate his ability to perform. And yeah, I think that while I do think his vocals are showcased stronger in other songs, and I'm assuming made the list, at least God, I hope so. This song is great in its own right.
I'm very curious to know what songs you're talking about.
Did Fortunate Son make the list?
Yes, it did.
I mean, I feel like that's the best bet to make the list.
That one made the list, and I want to say Proud Mary. Thank you. That was the other one.
Which I just learned. I always thought that Ike and Tina was the original and CCR did the cover. I just found out yesterday. Oh no, it's the opposites.
Yeah, no, Ike Turner can't write a song that good. Fight me, Ike. I know you like that.
I'm pretty sure Ike is dead, so he can't fight anybody.
I think you might be right. Sorry.
Somebody recently watched What's Love Got to Do with It?
I did actually recently watch What's Love Got to Do with It.
Fight me, Ike. Who's that out, Mark?
I mean, are you calling out Lawrence Fishburne?
No, I'm calling out the ghost of Ike Turner.
But yeah, Who Will Stop the Rain? I would put this on the Mount Rushmore of CCR. I like this. Have you ever seen The Rain? Bad Moon Rising and Run Through the Jungle.
Really? Run Through the Jungle. Interesting.
Oh yeah.
I would put this over Fortunate Son. Fortunate Son is just it's a tired, overplayed fucking song. But I like this.
You don't get it, man. You weren't there.
You weren't in the mud.
I wasn't there. But
we were sitting up in Canada enjoying your Tim Hortons. We were in the shit, man. We were in the shit.
But yeah, I like the simplisticness of it. I like the harmony in it. Like I like the soft kind of ending it has, like the Who Will Stop the Rain. But yeah, it's kind of what I like about CCR is that they're just simple dad rock. And there isn't a lot of room for error, and they don't usually have it.
You need to do top 10 songs with Rain in the title. Yeah, Purple Rain. Can You Stand the Rain?
I Can't Stand the Rain.
Have you ever seen The Rain?
The Rain, Super Duper Fly.
Yeah.
You know, Brooklyn, we might have to.
It's raining. It's raining men.
It's raining men.
No Rain.
Beatles. No Rain. Yeah, that's a good choice.
No, I think No Rain. I think No Rain is number one. No Rain has to be number one.
Ooh, I don't know if that's number one. Top 5, sure. But let's move on. To number 186. Hey guys, I don't think we've talked about the Beatles enough on this series. We went from not talking about the Beatles at all last week to 2 songs. Yeah. Chance, you're a big Beatles fan.
I am. You know what? I was upset when Come Together was off the list. This one, although I do love Please Please Me, I'm okay with not making it, even though it's like a sneakily iconic song. I think it's a song that like a lot of people don't realize they know from the Beatles because they recognize a specific part of the song that does not say the lyrics.
Come on, come on.
Yeah, that's it. They recognize the "Come on, come on," which I, for the longest time, thought was the title of the song.
Really?
But, yeah, I for the longest time thought it was called "Come On, Come On." But yeah, no, I think the song is great. Only thing is, again, there is a lot of Beatles on the 500. I understand why this one made the cut. Sorry, this one did not make the cuts.
Brooklyn, what are your thoughts on Please Please Me?
okay, I'm gonna unleash my inner Cody Newberry here. How the fuck did this get over Come Together? Come Together is a psychedelic bop. This is like early Beatles that honestly has too much George Martin on it. Like there's too much of that, like the I don't know if it's like a horn or like an accordion or something, but there's just too much of that shit. Beatles are good on their own, or if you add a fuck ton of strings. But yeah, it's fine. There's better stuff in this era, I think, because I think like Rubber Soul would have been like just after this, and then this would have been right after like fucking I Saw Her Standing There. Do You Want to Know a Secret? Their cover of Twist and Shout, like just really good early Beatles stuff. Not this middle of the road. Like this Paperback Writer and Taxman are three of my like most overrated Beatles songs.
Hey, pay the Black Riders greats. I will not hear otherwise.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's the best one they ever released. But Brooklyn, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. That harmonica, I'm pretty sure it's a harmonica. That's my favorite part of this song.
Of course it is. You like. I feel like once I come on to a song, like I've started to realize how All My Life is a great song. And then Andrew's like, all right, we're going to open up a new Beatles song that I'm going to love and that Brooklyn hates.
That's just our dynamic, Brooklyn. But yeah, no, I think that little instrumentation adds a lot to this song. It adds, honestly, there's a almost nostalgic charm to it. It's weird. That it's the best way that I can like phrase it. Otherwise, it's a simple yet effective pop song. I think Do You Believe in Magic is a better pop song than this one. Just saying. All right, let's move on to the final song in this section of the list. The Thrill Is Gone by B.B. Motherfucking King. I'll start us off. Yeah, what the hell is this not doing on the official list right now, guys? Like,
yeah.
Really? Like this got cut.
Yeah.
And BTS stayed on. And Bad Bunny stayed on.
Oh,
No. Bad Bunny got a spot. They didn't stay on. They got a spot. They kicked him off.
Yeah, we had to make room for single ladies. But The Thrill Is Gone. I will fight. Anyone. That song sucks. But The Thrill Is Gone.
The Beehive's gonna come after you. I hope you know that.
They haven't come after me yet.
They'll find you.
You thought they got Becky with the good hair good. They're gonna get you.
Yeah. But what about you heard Becky with the good hair?
I'm not scared of 12-year-olds. All right. So but The Thrill Is Gone by BB King is an all-time stone cold classic. First of all, it's BB King, so you know that guitar is gonna be on fucking point. But I think the thing about this song is the production. Like, it's got that grandiose epic feel to it. Like, the scale of this song is incredible. And then BB King is just like, he's a blues like legend for a goddamn reason. Like, the heartbreak and the anger that this song carries is palpable. It's just a fantastic performance by both man and like vocal and instrument. And just like the epicness of it is money. Brooklyn, let's go to you next.
So the first time I heard this song was in college, so probably like 10-ish years ago. There was a lot of alcohol, and there was a lot of marijuana. And I probably should have been. Yeah. No. But yeah, a buddy threw it on, and it was It was like one of the live versions. And that's when I was kind of like, all right, this is like one of the greatest songs ever made. it's a very fun song as a guitarist to kind of go play back and forth. I love the energy that it brings. And it's a blue, like I feel like I've kind of been overusing this word, but it's a standard. It's a blues standard. And I just think it's asinine that this is not on the list anymore. Because it shows BB King's incredible guitar playing. Like if you've ever seen live versions of this and he has a featured guitarist on it, he goes lick for lick. He will match them up every time and probably one up them later on down the road. I'm confused.
And Chance.
Yeah, there are so many greats that we've talked about today, but BB King is definitely up there. The dude was maybe the best blues artist of all time. I think that's something you definitely argue. And this song is a textbook example of everything that he was capable of as an artist and an instrumentalist. From the lyrics, which he did write this song, right? I don't want to misquote because
I'm pretty sure.
I'm like 99% sure he wrote it. From the writing to the instrumentals to the lyrics, like this guy was firing on all cylinders. I think you could argue it's maybe BB King's best song. I think it's that damn good. The fact that this is off the list, I think, is one of the biggest crimes we've gone over today. Because how do you cut BB King? Like that is ridiculous. The guy was literally making music till his very last birthday. Did you not write this song?
No, this is a song by Roy Hawkins.
Okay, well. He doesn't get credit for writing, but he gets credit for doing everything else because the guy was a goddamn genius. He deserved to be on this list.
Yeah, especially when you can take someone else's song and make it your
and suit
own
it for you.
Yeah, to the point where everyone thinks that it's your song.
Exactly.
This was Hurt before Hurt.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was actually.
All right. So with that being said, we're gonna break into our final section of the show where we ask our 3 questions, starting with which of these songs should have never made the list to even begin with. Let's get the negatives out of the way first. Let's start with you this time, Brooklyn.
Positively 4th Street should not have been on this list anywhere.
Sweet, simple, to the point. This is actually kind of tough. Because I don't think that there's any song on here that is just flat out bad. I think the one that I would say is the weakest would probably be. People are going to disagree with me, but you know what? In My Room by the Beach Boys.
Interesting.
Not Caroline, no.
It was close between the two of them, but I think this is the one where I had the least amount to say, and I was the least connected to.
I even gave it the Mariana Trench compliment.
I know you did, but then you backhanded them immediately afterwards. So, Chance, which of these songs should have never made the list to begin with?
I need a fact check. When did the first 500 get published?
I want to say it was like 2004 or 2006.
Oh, 4? Okay, there's at least one better version of this song. Knock on Heaven's Door.
Okay. Where are you? There you are. All right, fair enough. All right, but let's move on to the next question, which is which one of these songs should be put back on the official list? Now, I will go first on this one.
I think I'm surprised that this is not a unanimous answer.
It's tough though, because there's a few songs that I would say deserve their spot on the list. Like I'm Your Hoochie Coochie Man deserves a spot on the list. Dance to the Music. Oh Pretty Woman. But I think the one that is arguably the most deserving of being on the list is The Thrill Is Gone.
The Thrill,
by
yeah.
King. Brooklyn, that's your pick as well?
That was my pick as well.
Chance, what about you?
That one's very close. It's a toss-up. I could say that one, but I will also, since I want to throw some out to another song, Come Together by the Beatles, I think definitely deserves a spot on the top 500.
All right. So, and final question is that the song that is your personal favorite that's on this list? There are some songs that you can admit are technically better, but they're not the ones that you attach to the most. I'll start us off with this one. While I think The Thrill Is Gone is the most deserving song on the list, it's not my favorite song on the list. My favorite song is one that nobody else is going to agree with but me. It's Do You Believe in Magic by the Lovely Spoonful. It's a perfect fucking pop song. Razor's Edge, though, over Dance to the Music by Sly and the Family Stone. That song fucking slaps. Brooklyn.
So I'm gonna do like a kind of a tie, but a circumstantial tie. If it's a one-time listen, The Thrill Is Gone. If it's multiple listens, it's Come Together.
Okay. And Chance, is Come Together your favorite song in this section of the list?
Of everything we've gone over today, yes, it is my favorite. The song that I have loved for years, probably over a decade, and it's a song that I will continue to love in the future.
All right. Well, with that, Chance Ellison, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course, man. We appreciate you coming on, and we.
Chance has been a long-time supporter of the Jukebox Way or the Music Ways. Competed in the very first match, so it's always glad to have him back on and just kind of have that connectivity to the old days.
Yeah, but with that being said, for Chance Ellison, for Brooklyn Vale, and for myself, Andrew James Barr, keep on rocking.
Drive safely.